Next up on the menu, we have the haters have destroyed Cenat. We've all seen what's been happening with Kai, right? We've all seen how the rebrand is treating him, how it's treating his mental. Bro has a fucking vision board of haters. This shit's not healthy, not in the least bit. This shit is some shit that will like destroy a common man's mental and psyche. There's just a deeper conversation to be had here. So if you're here for the yaps, you're here for the more yap heavy style video, which you probably are since you're subscribed to me. By the way, thank you. And if you aren't subscribed, subscribe. I try to upload every single day while I work and do college and all that other stuff. I do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video with me and let me know what you think about the video. Let's get a bite of it, by the way. Talk to me.
What's poppin', y'all? Cenat's fashion journey, it's like the gift or the curse that keeps on cursing. Because one of the things that he would show is a video clip of a wall he's put up for himself to motivate himself when it comes to his Vivette brand.
The power to embrace hate. Embracing hate, you guys have found ways to weaponize it. And I used to struggle with like caring about what people thought. So I got a hate wall of all the hate.
Listen, that is not the way I would go about it, to be quite honest with you, but don't get me wrong, the underlying message and the overarching theme that he wants to get at here is that he's trying to embrace hate, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I would argue, why even pay attention to it at all? It's not really worth your time to focus on the people who hate you. Why? Because they fucking hate you. You're not gonna win them over because they hate you. It's not worth it. You're gonna have haters no matter what you do. I'm not a religious person, but they hated Jesus Christ. So who are you to think that the haters are gonna be above you? That's why I agree with his underlying overarching message of trying to not let it affect him by embracing it, which I find counterintuitive, because if you're embracing it, you're acknowledging it, you're focusing on it. And as you know, you only get more of what you focus on. You really do. You only get more of what you focus on, and what you resist persists. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, research this shit. It's called living from the end. I'm on that path, haven't been happier. If that's not for you, by all means, great. If you found something that's been making your life go stable, whatever it is, stick to it, okay? You're going to be great. You're going to be fine. But for me, that's living from the end, right? And I've been watching Nero Knowledge a lot. I've been watching some Eternal Dawn, Young Dawn's second channel, Eternal Dawn. What else have I been watching? I've been reading Neville Goddard's books. And it all makes sense and it's fascinating. We're not going to get too deep into that because that's not something everyone is into. So let's keep it broad, right? In a vacuum, he's saying embrace hate because hate is essentially adversity, which no, it's not. It's two different things. Adversity is very different than hate comments and people who hate you online. But I'll extrapolate on that further. Let's continue into the video.
That I received to motivate me even more, embrace my flaws and find ways, to make amazing things.
Normal people would think this is fucking crazy and insane. I just happen to be one of those people. This is fucking insane. I don't think this is a good idea.
They don't believe until you make it cool. It is currently February 3rd. I mean, February 12th at 3:40.
So this wall that he has, well, the first thing that had me dying was somebody quoted and said he spent like $500 on black ink instead of switching to light mode. And I was going to say that somebody else wrote this, but what do you expect from some guy that was just learning to read last summer? Or not even last summer, because I think he started doing the whole journal and making those vlogs towards the end of last year. Like, dude, the guy's just starting to, you think he's going to think, okay, well, you know, like, let me turn it back into light mode because that prints better because the paper is white. He's not thinking that. And also, I think that's low-key like a little flex. He's like, yeah, I spent ink. That's nothing to me. So if he did it intentionally, I do like that. But you've got different comments on here, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. And I will say that there are people that do this. Like, I personally know people that have done this because what usually happens is somebody's doing a pivot. So somebody's changing up their content, like a huge change. Like here, Kai Cenat's damn near quitting, quote unquote, disappears for a long time out of entertainment and is doing something completely new like fashion. So let's say somebody was, I don't know, like a Fortnite, let's just say a Roblox YouTuber or something. And then he wants to become, I don't even know what else. Well, let's just say a builder, right? In real life. And then and make content around that. People say, man, go back to that Roblox, and they will save those. Like I've known somebody that does this, not at Roblox and building, but a similar transition, and they will use that to motivate them, but they're not making that known to the public. Like that's the worst thing you could possibly make it known to the public. They hide it.
You need to do things for yourself. What do I mean by that? If you are someone who wants to do a thing, and you're not sure if you're going to be successful in said thing, there's no use in telling people what you're going to do if their opinions are able to sway you. You know what I mean? If you give someone the power to determine how you feel internally, then they directly have the power to influence what you will experience. And that's just the sad truth of it. That's just one metaphysical truth. That if someone is able to tell you, oh, don't do this because this and this and this and this will happen. If you believe that and you accept that to be true, then by golly, it'll be true for you. Bucko. And that in a vacuum is how people go on to invoke the term known. I like to say this term. This probably isn't the right term, but I like to take a term and give it a different meaning if it makes sense. So, hurt people hurt people. Someone who is hurt by trying to go into an endeavor, they indirectly tell you all the failures they've had to endure in this endeavor. When you say, hey, I want to do what you did, and they say, I don't know about that. I had to do this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and I lost my arm and my leg inside out, and I got kicked in the back of my chest, and, you know, then you will come to expect those type of things to happen to you, therefore giving it more of a likelihood to happen to you because what you are focused on, said thing having the potential to happen to you. Back to him embracing hate and having a fucking what is equivalent to a high school girl's journal that she draws boys' names that she likes in it of hate on his wall. Basically what that is. In a vacuum, yes, people have used this to motivate them. Some people are wired that way where hate invokes them and it makes them stronger, gives them more of a conviction to keep going. But that's not the reality of everybody. And Kai is not moving like someone who has that type of mentality. I'm sorry. He's just not exuding that aura, that energy to me. Because he's constantly acknowledging haters. He's constantly giving voice to his haters. He's constantly giving rise, focus, energy to his haters. And that's something you never want to do. I don't give a damn what type of field you're in. I don't give a damn what type of whatever, goddamn. That's something you never want to do. You never want to give acknowledgement more to your haters than the people who are here to support you. Because there's people who's watching Kai in silence who still pay for his streams, still do this and whatever and whatnot. And yet his focus is always grabbed by the haters, just like Bobby Altoff. If you haven't seen my Bobby Altoff video, I talk about this very same thing. They're focused on their haters, so they're gonna get, guess what? More haters.
Till today, which they should. And it's best to show this. This is the thing. I think Cenat, he's just trying to speed up the process too much. I think he is that Gen Z. Well, how old is Kai? He's like, what, 25? 24? Does he count as Gen Z? I don't know. Does 2001? I mean, does 1999 count as Gen Z? I don't even really know. But
it's
anyway.
Early 2000s, so yes, he's Gen Z.
He's just trying to accelerate the process, because if he showed this after Vivette, I don't know, had a huge success, then it's cool. It's like, damn, man, Cenat, son, those guys. But before anything has even dropped, like, we're getting so much information, it's just making it worse. And he would also go on to have this conversation, like somewhat of a podcast, which I'm about halfway through. I'm definitely going to watch the rest of it, because I do think like the way that Cenat's mind works content-wise is brilliant, but I think how proficient he is in that domain is... he's being a little bit too cocky. He's not demonstrating cockiness outwardly. He's not showing it, but I think mentally he's a little bit too cocky in what he can accomplish in fashion in such a short span of time because of how good he is at content.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's exactly the case. I don't think that he's mentally too cocky. You can never be mentally too cocky. I need you to understand that. Your conviction in yourself and your self-image is your direct power that you have over your life and circumstances. The more confident you are in yourself and the more conviction you have in what you choose to do, the more success rate you will yield, and the more things will come to you that are of what your frequency is, that you have the conviction invoked into. You know what I mean? Let's say you're in a frequency of, and if you don't know what frequency is, let's just say mood or emotional state. If your emotional state is one of peace, stability, and overall just, you know, just not being unbothered, just being unbothered, things that are of and in resonance with being unbothered will come to you easily. But if you are constantly focused on, and you are constantly in an emotional state of scarcity and poverty, and where's my next meal gonna come from, and oh, I got these bills coming in, and oh, what am I gonna do about this? Oh, I'm falling behind when I'm compared to him and her and them and politics and what's going on in the world, and it's just all so much. If that's what you're focused on, and you allow yourself to dwell and wallow in it, because we do that as humans with negativity. That's what we've been brought up to do. That's what society has taught us to do, is to dwell and bathe, fucking just lather ourselves in negativity, unfortunately. So that becomes our state that we are in. Majority of the time we are in a negative state. Holy fuck, stutter of the century. Fuck. But majority of the time we are in a fucking negative state. So we're focused on negativity. We're focused on poverty. We're focused on what we do not have. And more of what you focus on, you will get more of. That's why it says in the Bible, to he who has more will be given. To he who doesn't, even more will be taken away. I'm not a religious person. I'm not a Christian. Used to be deconstructed from that because I've just learned more and more about, let's just say, things. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I'm not a Christian. But the Bible has so much spiritual wisdom. It has so much metaphysical wisdom if you are able to pick up on it. But it also has a lot of things that are not relevant to empowering you spiritually. It's not for the sake of that. It's for something else. The other shit that's in the Bible. And that's why I reference the Bible when I do talk and get on my spiritual shit. This video is more so of a analysis on the frequency and the program and mindset that Cenat is dwelling in. He says that he's mentally too cocky. I say that mentally you can never be too cocky. what Kai is doing is he's giving a voice to the haters. He's giving power to the haters. Much like we give power to life to beat us in. Pause. We give power to life to take more shit away from us. We give power to life to rob us of the things that we actually want because we are ignorant of the definition of the things that we actually want. You need to ask yourself, what do I want? Okay, and then boil that down to a feeling, because that feeling is what you wants. Money wants someone who is stable. Money wants someone who is in a state of abundance. Money wants someone who is not in a scarcity mindset, because someone who has money is not thinking, I don't have enough money. Someone who has money is not thinking, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to feed myself? They're not dwelling in it. I'm not telling you to ignore it. I'm not telling you to act like it doesn't exist. What I'm telling you to do is to, if a thought arises, it's like, I don't have this. You need to declare that you already have it, and then live as if you do. Because the more you can do that, the more shit will come to you. And in regards to Kai Cenat, mentally he's not too cocky. One, he gives too much power to the haters because he is acknowledging them. He is going to great lengths, making a fucking vision board and some mojunk. Like, what are we doing? We get that it doesn't affect you, but you trying to display more and more that it doesn't affect you is actually doing the opposite effect and showing us that it does affect you, because you have to express so much that it doesn't affect you. You see what I'm saying? Someone who isn't affected by something would not pay it any mind. That's not, because that's not how someone who isn't affected by shit works. That's not how they go through something. Right? You're not concerned with what ants are doing. You're not sitting up all the time thinking about what ants are doing. And if you're not racist, you're not up there concerned about what black people or what other group of people are doing. That is for small-minded, stupid people. I'm going to keep it a buck. It is. You're thinking about other people and what they're doing. You need to be cultivating feelings for yourself. And I think Kai Cenat is in the midst of trying to do a rebrand, trying to do a flip, but ultimately he's going about it in the wrong way, because he's not just doing shit and letting what's going to be said. He's doing shit, acknowledging what people are saying and going, I don't care. When in reality, if he truly didn't care, he would move like Cardi and be not. It's like the comments don't exist. It's almost like no one is saying the shit. Cardi was called all types of shit when he was coming up. He was. Did he give a damn? No, he just kept doing it until all of a sudden he became cool. Got emo TikTok live niggas doing his scream and some mojunk. If you know the clip, you know the clip. But yeah, that's what Kai needs to do. And if he was to move like that, niggas will be wearing a vet in the next 10 years, and I guarantee it, bro. I guarantee it.
Content. But he talked about how upset he was getting and how anxious he was getting from y'all's hate comments.
But I've never in my life would have thought.
See? Someone who isn't affected by it would not say things like this.
The day will come where I'll read it and make them clown it.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is crazy as. So I had to turn off the noise. I'm like, yeah, it's so crazy to where I can scroll the internet with low anxiety of seeing something that somebody gonna say mean to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, that. I'm scrolling it. I'm like, one post can tweak my emotion in real time. Oh, this is too dangerous.
So
he's correct there. It is too dangerous if one thing on social media can change how you feel and ruin your day. All of a sudden, you're operating in a state of, this shit sucks. My life sucks. And now you're walking around, and that's all you can focus on. And the universe is like, oh, your life sucks? So let's just make your life suck more, because that's what you're focusing on. You want more of. The universe is like an algorithm. You click on, it's like the YouTube algorithm. You watch a cat video, You're gonna get more cat videos. You watch some guy making swords out of metal and screws and shit, which is tough as fuck. I be watching that shit. Best believe. You're gonna get more videos like that. But if you watch a Pack God compilation video, you're gonna get that. It's gonna be full of that. The more you watch of it, and that's how the universe works. When it rains, it pours. And that goes for both negative and positive because it's all the same energy type shit. So, you ever see someone who just has problems on problems on problems? Something bad happens and then another thing and then another thing and then another thing and then another thing. They are in what you call a spiral. They are in the notion when it rains, it pours. And it's all their power because something bad happens to them. And instead of alchemizing it and instead of not feeding into it and not letting it govern them internally, they let it ruin their life and throw them off course and fucking think about things that they shouldn't be thinking about. Focus on shit that's only gonna give them more shit to make them feel apathy. You know? And then that's how the world is constructed. That's how society wants you to feel. And this shit is all a scam, bro. That's not how you should be living. You should be living from the place where your desired reality has already happened, bro. Straight up. That's how you gotta live. Let's say you want to be a successful content creator. You have to move like the version of you who is a successful content creator. You go, what would I do if I was already successful? And then you go and do that. But in the case of Cenat here, he said, if something is able to change your emotion in real time, even on social media of all places, where you're just scrolling and scrolling, it's dangerous. That's because it is. Full stop. Full stop. That shit is dangerous. And that is all because you let it affect you. You let it govern you, and you internalize the hate. You give it power. It's your power, but you give it power, therefore allowing it to control you.
I'm talking about one post can tweak his emotion. Nobody is immune to this. This is why certain people that
I wouldn't say nobody. And he's saying nobody is immune to it because he has experienced this too. What I would say is everyone has experienced this at some point in time. That shit don't really experience me no more. It doesn't. I got videos up on my channel with 0 views, bro. I still post every fucking day. I got a second channel that I haven't posted on in 9 months that I'm creating a catalog of videos for that I'm going to just start putting out. And I already know those views are not going to touch my most viewed videos on that channel. Like 2K, 3K views on that channel. hesSpaidz, by the way. Check it out. I'm going to be releasing more content for that channel here soon. But I say all that to say I know that this is what is going on. I know that there are videos on this channel with 0 views or 1 view or 2 views or 3 views or some shit like that. And I know that when I start posting on my other channel, it's going to be less views than my most popular videos. I know that that is a possibility, but I am not going to say that that is going to be the reality. I'm not going to say that that is going to be what always happens. Because in my mind, I don't have any 0 view videos. Externally, yes, someone would look at my channel and I'm like, oh, your videos are very fluctuating. You got 1,000 views and 200 views and 20 views and 1 view. It's very fluctuating. In my mind, they all have like 20K views in my mind. And that is simply because I live from the end where I am someone who is already that. And if you're watching this video to this point, first off, thank you. Second off, you're going to be here to see evidence of how this shit works through me in my channels. Just pay attention. Pay attention. This shit, that's how this shit is going to work. Promise you. Pay attention. And one of the most important things that is going to have this shit happen is that I'm going to be posting regardless of the view count. I'm going to be posting regardless of the hate comments. I'm going to be posting regardless of the love comments. I'm going to be posting regardless of whatever. And it's just as simple as that. I'm moving as if my desired reality has already happened. And that's really all it is, guys. We watched a little bit of how Cenat is letting hate control and govern his mind. And it's kind of funny how it's happening to him, because he's trying to push out the image that it doesn't affect him, while at the same time, we know that it is because of what he says, what he does. We know it affects him. We know that it has a toll on him because of his actions. But with all that being said, you guys let me know what you think about this yap heavy video and what you think about everything I've said in it. Does it resonate with you? If not, why? If it does, why? And yeah, just try using some of the shit I've told you in this video. Try zeroing in on things that are negative on your mind affecting you, and you'll come to see exactly what I mean. All that being said, 1,000 thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think, and have a better day than me.